You have the Reds leading now the NL Central with a 9-game winning streak. You have the Giants out of nowhere now with an 8-game winning streak. They've been the best team in baseball. I was talking about these stats yesterday. San Francisco Giants, the best team in baseball since late April and early May, however you want to stack it up. So I ask you about the Reds and the Giants specifically. The Giants, who had an amazing comeback yesterday. They were down 4-0 to the Padres. They chipped away. And then Mike Yastrzemski did his thing multiple times, including the game winner, 3-run blast in extra innings to win it. What's more sustainable, the Giants or the Reds? Would you bet either to win their division right now?
Oh, yes. I would bet the Giants to win their division. I think there's no question that the Giants are far more sustainable than the Reds, just because it's reliable starting pitcher numbers over like decent sample size. And you look at that Giants team, and they're number 2 in baseball starting pitching by my ratings. And I think that's and I think that they're it's not like you have a rating on a guy like even Spencer Strider. You could argue that rating is not as solid as it could be, because these guys, you look at Logan Webb, Alex Cobb, Alex Webb. These guys have been around in the league for a while. So I would trust those numbers a lot more than I would trust the Cincinnati starting pitcher numbers, which are bad. And if you look at from a probability standpoint, I wanted to put this out and make sure I got this in. I've got the Giants to win the division 23.8% of the time. They should be priced at plus 320. I'm looking at Caesars. You can get them at plus 550. I think that's a good one. And I wanted to go over that because I know I've been down on the Giants over the years, and they're your favorite team. They're your favorite team, but the numbers love them right now, comparatively to the market at least.
Well, you're finally factoring Giants magic into your model, so I appreciate that. I got the Giants at plus 1050 on Saturday after they won that extra innings game, and it was before they won that 15-0 game against the Dodgers. The bullpen, to me, it's the way that the Giants, people can cite other things in their World Series dynasty run of the early 2010s, 2010, 2012, 2014, and you could talk about Lincecum, and you could talk about Bumgarner, and you could talk about the hitters. But really, it was the bullpen that was the constant. There were 9 Giants, I believe, that won all 3 World Series. 5 of those guys were out of the bullpen, and they stayed as the constant. And this feels that way about this kind of bullpen. Not saying they're winning the championship. I bet them to win the division, nothing more than that. But they're building it the same way, I guess is what I'm saying. So,
and if you talk about like really good analytic numbers, you had mentioned some numbers since May, but I looked at the K minus BB rate. I think that's probably, if you had to have one number that's important, it's that walk percentage minus strikeout percentage. They call it K minus BB, and the Giants are second in baseball at their bullpen is at least since May 1st. So that's impressive. You got a guy like Duvall closing out. He's 32.7 strikeout percentage his last 150. Taylor Rogers has been impressive too, 33.3% over that same time frame. And then a guy like Luke Jackson at 30% over the last 150 plate appearances. So really good bullpen. And Gill, I don't think you can model this effectively. And as much as I've been modeling baseball over the course of my adult life, it's really hard. And you say, maybe we joke about Giants magic, but maybe there is some analytics, like how you use the analytics and how you use your different pitchers in different situations and how you use the batters in a platoon standpoint. That's hard to model. I think San Francisco is at the top of the league as far as that goes, Gill.
Okay, let's do our weekly athletics check. When I was here last, they were mired in the doldrums. Then I left. They won, was it 7 in a row that they won? They've lost 5 in a row now again. But they're up to 19 wins. They're 19-55. You had them projected at 51 wins last time we spoke. Where do you have them right now?
I've got them at good memory, Gil. I've got them at 55.5, and I'm glad you brought that up because, you could get them 48.5 at Caesars. So that's a huge advantage. That means I got a 95% chance by my numbers to hit that bet over. And, the A's aren't that bad. I mean, they were able to sweep the Rays. So just think about that, just from an anecdotal standpoint. But when you crunch the numbers down, and I go starting pitching, fielding, bullpen, and offensive talent, and you run it into a Monte Carlo simulation, that's what it comes out with, 55.5 wins. And I think that's pretty good value when you play it over at Caesars, Gill.
Wow, from 48.5 to your projected 55.5. That is quite the edge.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.